any of the other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
310.
Gsnks, brought to you by Gsnks89, www.gsnks89.com. And I got a special one today. I got a special, my little bro.
What's the word,
the GOAT himself, Mr. 3 Ken, man. How you doing?
I'm good, chilling.
Chilling. You know, I gotta let y'all know the talents of this man. You know what I'm saying? We done worked together on some crazy projects, some crazy stuff. You up my lyricist game. You know what I'm saying, with the beats. Before you came in here, I was like, I hadn't rapped my whole life. I didn't start rapping until I was late 20s. And to produce some of the stuff that I did produce, I was proud of myself, you know? But when you came in, you took it to a whole nother level.
And it's crazy you say that too, because when we first met, I was still like learning. Like I was at the beginning stages of this shit too.
Yep.
For sure.
You said I was the first person to ever rap on one of your beats.
Yeah, no cap.
Okay.
Cause niggas wasn't fucking with me for real.
And I don't know why, cause your shit was crazy.
Bro, a lot of people don't even know this, but I was like rapping on my own like beats for a second.
Swear.
I had some people that was fucking with me in the UK and all that type of shit, but then like I was saying some corny ass shit. So
we all say some corny ass shit,
but that rapper shit.
You gotta start somewhere though.
Yeah, but that rapper shit, that shit ain't for me.
See, the thing is about you, man, you young. You young as hell. 23 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're 23 years old in 2023. It's wild out there. It's wild out there. But working with you, I always like how you kept a level head. I know when I was 23, I wasn't putting no time into my craft.
You know me, you know that's all I be doing.
At such a young age though, like how are you dedicating time at such a young age? At what age?
You know, I've been doing this shit 7 years strong, non-stop, especially when it comes to beats. But like how focused I am now, and like where I'm like more conscious on like where I spend my money, how I spend my money, what I'm paying attention to, like what I'm spending my time doing and all that type of shit. That just started around like late last year, beginning of this year.
Which is, I mean, every time is always a perfect time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to start as long as you're breathing, you start. So, how you get into making beats?
I was in New York with.
I just came back from New York.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my jacket. Shout out to it's that New York on me. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
But yeah, I was out in New York with two of my uncles. One of my uncles who is pursuing like his acting career and shit like that. He was going out there to take like some pictures. I was just with them. I was just kicking it. Like my uncle asked me if I wanted to go to New York. I was like, shit, yeah, why not? So we out there, whatever. I had just got out of high school and shit. I'm actually in community college. I'm going to OCC. So that shit was funny.
I went to OCC.
I was hooping up there. Then I got red shirted. Then I got injured. Then
you got red shirted at OCC?
Bro, that shit was so weak. Bro, the only reason that them niggas sat there and red shirted me was because them niggas had niggas who was like on their last year eligibility, so they was trying to.
Right.
But nigga, I'm not about to spend. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that you was hooping on a college team says a lot, though. I mean, you can really play.
Yeah, I mean, I guess them niggas.
It's OCC, Open Community College.
But yeah, them niggas basically asked me like, so what you doing? I was like, damn, I don't know, nigga. I was like, I'm going to school. That's about it. But do you really want to go to school? You just going to school because your mama said you need to go to school. And I was on some real shit. Then I started like my whole like transition to thinking like, all right, yeah, I really don't want to go to school. I was going to school to be a fucking anesthesiologist.
It's big pay.
But the thing is, it's big pay, but it's like, I don't really want to go to school. I don't have to go to school for the shit that I really want to do. I'm a businessman at the end of the day.
I'm a businessman at the end of the day. Man, you know how we get in that studio, man. And that's another thing. I gotta take them into the studio with you because you're a magician, you're a chemist. All right, so y'all know what we had to do, man. We had to jump in the studio with 3 Ken, man. We can't brag on that, man. We can't call him the GOAT if we ain't been in the studio with him. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to let him cook up live for y'all right now. What up, 3 Ken?
That's the word.
You see him?
Together right now.
You see him in that candy bag, man. He over there pulling them cords and stuff out, man. This man about to get to it. He about to get vicious on them keys, man. I know it for myself. Honestly, what y'all should do is sit back. If you smoke, smoke. If you drink, get you a drink. If you do both, sit back and let your ears enjoy what's about to happen to you. I get to hear it all the time, so I'm gonna invite y'all to a party, a 3-can party. Let's get it. Shit gonna be hard.
Fuck up, bitch. Oh, how? What you say? You ain't know. On your way, got my cat. Nigga be dropping on real fast. Cooling and relaxing with respect. Gentleman, rhyme after rhyme. Nigga be stupid. Fuck up, bitch. Oh, how? What you say?
around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
310.
I know about blackberries, all that shit.
310.
She got the next tail chirping, Definitely a Miami vibe.
the other niggas around here because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
It goes by popping. You know what I'm saying?
You get it.
Episode 002. Three Ken. You know me, I'm private. I don't let nobody around me for real, especially not in the studio because it's such a ducked off place for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when JB, John's Pit Stop, introduces me to Ken.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why I let him in here, is because his name is Kendall. And that's my firstborn child's name. That was it's tattooed right here on my arm. So when he said, hey, my young homie, Ken, he made beats. And me, I'm thinking I'm about to take over the rap game. So he said Ken, and then you pull right up, laptop, book bag. I said, okay, well.
Nigga, I was working at Chuck E. Cheese. Nigga, you remember I got off at 11. I pulled up right after.
Right up.
Now nigga John had texted me. He was like, pull up to the studio, sent the low. I was like, bet. Cause like I said, this is right now I'm starting. So I'm like, I'm trying to get into the studio as much as possible with whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to just get out there. Shit pulled up here.
And the crazy part about it, my little weak ass actually had a studio vibe for you to come to.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like no hood weak ass, you know what I'm saying? It was a place that
It was a real studio.
it was a real studio. And just something I had put together just off a couple of dollars, you know, little pennies that I had, and just me just knowing my way around, some tools or something, and some paint. And hooking the equipment up and just knowing is more so in the brain, the vision is not even in what, you know what I'm saying?
Having a wherewithal for.
If you close your eyes and just let your hands go, turn that brain off and stop not allowing yourself to do shit and start allowing yourself to do shit.
Yeah.
So when you walked in with a laptop and a book bag, I said, damn, he looked like me.
Bro, you know me, since you done known me, bro, I've always had my book bag.
Like book bag. And since every day you see me, what I got?
Same shit.
A book bag, man. Come on, man. If you out here and you a young nigga, you really trying to be about something, you need tools in this life that can take you to some crazy places. Laptops,
Skills.
really
skilled.
You know what I'm saying? Hustling. You know what I'm saying? It's a art to hustling. It's an art. The shit is really like being in the
It's a
industry.
talent.
It's a talent.
Everybody cannot hustle, bro.
Everybody can't hustle, and not only can you not hustle, but once you start hustling, can you take your brand or can you take your hustle to the next level?
Elevator.
You can't just stay whatever it is that popped you. You gotta go further. You gotta get out the way so you can motivate the youth. Somebody coming up under you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't flip the fries at McDonald's.
Somebody gotta do it though.
Somebody got to do it, but somebody got to go on to register. Somebody got to get promoted to manager. Somebody got to go to general manager. Somebody got to go to owner. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't stay.
Earlier, it's a factory.
It's a factory, and everybody got to move up in rank. So the nigga that's been there the longest, nigga, you got to get the fuck out the way because younger niggas is coming in. We got a 10-year, man, you got a almost 11-year gap between us. I can't be hating on you trying to do your thing and shit. Oh no, you can't come in here, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do you like that.
It's a lot of niggas that be on that though.
Young nigga wanna be something, and as long as you respect my place like I respect my place, we on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Let's get it. So back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your uncle take you to New York.
But yeah, and then he was basically asked me like, so, like, what you doing? I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like, I'm going to school or whatever. Then niggas basically asked me like, so you don't know what you want to do? Like, niggas was just being honest with me on some real nigga shit. They was like, nigga, you 5'10", you done got injured, you done already had to have knee surgery.
Damn. Me too.
The lead looking, it ain't looking like it's for you, my boy. So like, what you really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you about to do? Like, if you gonna be in like an employee type of nigga, and be the best employee nigga that you gonna be. If you gonna try to really get out here and do some shit, really do that shit to the fullest of your ability. I'm like, damn, that was some real shit.
That's the only shit.
I wanna make music, but I know I can't rap. So I'm like, what can I do with music? Do I wanna be like an executive or some shit like that? At the time, I wasn't really thinking like on a business mindset. I was thinking more like the surface level. What can I do? Like, you know how niggas, you know, basically like for our people for the most part, we think like we either gotta hoop, rap, play sports, you know, do something like that in that type of area to sit there and get some type of money. So that's why or go to school or some shit. So that's essentially like what I was thinking. But yeah, so I was like, shit, I make beats. Like, cause I had ended up watching a documentary on Dr. Dre. So I was like, fuck it, I make beats. Like, shit, how hard can that shit really be? And nigga, I started on GarageBand on an iPad I had.
Dang.
I was on an iPad.
Started on the iPad, GarageBand. Did you already have an iPad?
Mm-hmm.
So you saying you knew you wanted to do something. You knew you wanted to be a part of something. And you looked around to see the tools.
I didn't even look around. Music has been something that I've been fucking with my whole life. And my mom used to just bang loud music in the car for me, like as a baby, so I could get used to just sleeping through noise for real.
Damn.
So like, I did, one of my uncles or whatever, he had what's it called, a Daytona Charger, red one.
I had a white one.
So, he used to just, you know, always banging music. He'll pick me up from school and all that type of shit, you know, music loud. So I grew up off of like Gsnks, 50, you already know, City, you know, Blade, all that shit.
Blade, all that whole era music.
Yeah, all that shit. So that's what I grew up listening to and going to sleep to for real.
And going to sleep to.
So that's why I turned to music literally first. That was the first thing I thought of. Like, when it wasn't hooping, the first thing I could turn to was music.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then what I'm getting at is the simple point that when it's meant to be, usually the tools are already there. Like, you know how you be like Dora the Explorer, and she come across a problem, and she said, well, let's ask the backpack.
And the backpack just so happened to have the right tools in that bitch.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? And usually, like, when you gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? He provide you the tools you need. He ain't gonna give you what you want right off rip. But he'll give you every tool, everything you need to get to the next level is in this room.
You remember that shit we was talking about earlier when I was saying that I saw that video and it was basically saying like when people ask God for something, like when you ask for like money or something like that, he ain't gonna just give you physical cash right then and there. He's gonna sit there and give you an idea that could make you that amount of money that you want, if not more type of shit.
Right. It's always more than what we can. We always get more than we can even imagine. Be the best at it.
Whatever it is you gonna do though.
Put your all into it.
For sure.
Don't be no lazy ass nigga, no half stepping ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Being that nigga that acting like he doing something, but deep down inside he ain't really not.
I mean, all that shit comes to light though. You gotta think about something. Like, if you're not really doing something and you talking all that shit, whatever, you gonna get exposed one way or another. It's just like a nigga who always wanna act like a tough guy. If you always on some tough shit and you always wanna, eventually someone gonna come knocking at your door and gonna test that shit, you feel me? Just like how niggas claim that they real niggas and all this shit, you're gonna get tested eventually, bro. That's what I learned from being from here, though.
Detroit is an awesome motherfucking place. A lot of people be like, it's hard here. It's supposed to be. I don't want to be from a place that ain't getting tested. We making warriors here.
Nigga, all hoods is the same. All hoods, like all big cities, like typically when I see, it's all the same. It's just different how people talk. It might look slightly different.
It might look, but the same principles is the same. Survive.
Kind of. Cali is a little different. Cali way different.
Cali is like a miraculous place.
I ain't gonna lie, you could be in a California hood and not even know it.
California is a miraculous place, bro. It just is. It's just the amount of beauty there. I will always be a fan. For it to look that good, at some point they gotta get that bag.
I ain't gonna lie, I be like
Cali,
I was out there,
it's crazy.
niggas would be high driving. You just see nothing but mountains and shit. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. It gotta be some treacherous shit here because it's so beautiful.
You can't have the good without the bad. Can't have bad without the good. If the level of good is this high, then the level of bad gotta get, if it's 10 inches above ground, good, it gotta get 10 inches below ground, bad. And you're gonna have to learn how to survive in the median.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street, baby.
Especially with the Bay. I fuck with everybody in the Bay.
LA.
I ain't gonna lie, only time I've been to LA to do some music shit, I ain't never really like kicked it, but
LA just, the
Bay.
women from LA, man, they just dope. They dope because they almost like our women in Detroit because they product of their men. What kind of men we got here? We got some real hustling ass, thuggish, grimy, great.
Just a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. But when you go to LA, they got that original gangster vibe. And them women done had to be down in that shit with them niggas since it started. See, they never tell the story from the women's point of view. You get the Tukey Williams version coming up. You know what I'm saying? We get the hardcore story, but we never get the story from the women that supported them that whole way. There's always a woman with a man.
Me, personally, I can't really speak on, I don't really know.
You know what I'm saying?
With you.
But look though, the vibe that those women give off, because they done dealt with generations of that shit, it's real. So if you meet a real LA chick, she real as fuck. In Detroit and LA is like cousins. When do you make your first beat?
What you be?
The first one that you finish, you call this is my first beat that you play for somebody, like listen to this.
I don't know.
Listen to this. You don't remember?
I don't.
Damn.
I done made, bro, nigga, it's been times I done made hella beats in one day. Didn't finish them all, finished some of them, I was just going. Sometimes I just be in that zone.
Just going. Just.
Swear to God, just be. I be in my zone. You done seen I done knocked out like 4 or 5 beats in like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And I be like, hold on, nigga, play the album. Or play this one. Or play the album.
I be ignoring niggas.
You be ignoring
I be in
niggas.
that vibe.
You
I'm
be
in that vibe, I gotta just go.
I learned how, working with you, I learned to get out your way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You taught me a lot of trust. I swear to God, you taught me to trust. You remember when you first came in here full time and I was so used to doing everything. And when I saw that you was just as good as me or better, I learned to back off you. Because you expect every student to be somebody that you gotta be a lot of hands-on with, but you don't always come across your student and he just ready to go off rip.
But you gotta think about something too, like, I've always been the type of person to really, like, I self-educate a lot.
You do.
Like, every time we talk, you like, what you on? Shit studying. What you on? Shit looking up this. And then niggas not ever been a time I done pulled up here where I don't know, something new. And it's not like it's bullshit new, it's not like some gossip and drama ass shit. It's really like some valuable shit that niggas can use.
And I've used it. You know what I'm saying?
That shit be good.
That should be gone. That should be gone. Where do you want to take the music? Cause I feel like you ain't pop like crazy yet because they really not ready for you. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get ready to appreciate what you bring to the game.
Yeah, that's why I'm putting some shit together.
You know what I'm saying?
I got some shit in the works for sure.
You so fucking young. You know, but you are, the vibe that I get from you, you gon'
Yeah, I just gotta stay out the bullshit for real.
that's a man's vice, you know what I'm saying? That's a man's most, we what you call, you play basketball, I play basketball. Remember the term self-check.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of niggas is self-check in life.
Sure.
They held they self back. You know what I'm saying? They held they self back. And that's one of the things that we can't allow. We can't allow ourselves to be held back anymore in this life. You know what I'm saying? If you got a talent like what you gotta go for it.
But you don't know something that's crazy? That talent is literally just work for it. Like, you really think about it, all that shit really is just practice.
Practice.
Nigga, I remember like around the time when I first started getting into making beats, there was this term going around where niggas was like, if you just put 10,000 hours in, you'll be great at anything.
You'll be great at anything.
10,000 hours. So I was just thinking, if I just make beats for hours on end every day, eventually I gotta get good. Like something, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause for a minute I was trying to make beats like 808 Mafia, Metro Boomin.
Choo!
Like those was the niggas I was trying to do.
What two? Shout out 808. Shout out Metro Boomin. What two examples to shoot after off rip? Those two are my favorites. Those two, I believe that Grammy Award winning. You know what I'm saying? Or should be.
One of them off like the top of my head is Karate Chop. Like, that shit was so crazy. So I was listening to that, and then actually and DJ Esco. Man, he Married to the Game.
One of my favorites.
Those was the two main ones.
Yeah.
But like 808 Mafia, I was listening to a lot of his shit with G Herbo and shit.
Listening to 808 Mafia, I started to, because at first the producer is, because we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what it feels and how it actually feels to be a producer. You know what I'm saying? Because you come at a different time of producing. They played, at first, 808 Mafia, they've been around so long, if you didn't know that sound, because first of all, the nigga created a sound that I was trying to bite. That's homage. I was trying to bite it. And you didn't know it was him because you gotta think he come before the real Instagram and the social media stage.
True. Yeah,
so he was
been popping for real.
He been down there. Metro Boomin come out, we hear of the person a lot faster. And then so what it is for me with 808 Mafia is, okay, I loved his sound before I even knew it was him. So I go back down, now I'm listening to old music. I'm listening to my old Gucci, I'm listening to my old shit, my old, you know what I'm saying? And I hear, I'm like, this nigga is crazy. He was on this shit.
Nigga go crazy.
That nigga's so crazy.
But it's a whole team too. Like he got, he got TM88.
His other man.
DY Crazy.
His other man.
Who made March Madness.
Yeah. All them niggas sick. Them niggas be right on point with their sounds. And I think that's why you in that bag with them. Because when I hear your sound, it sounds like it's meant to be here.
Yeah, like I've learned over time that less is more. And I don't have to feel every pocket because like you still got to leave room for the artist.
Still got to leave room for
because their voice is an instrument as well, for real. So it's like you keep it simple enough, but then some beats you can go crazy with it, and you know what I'm saying. But it all just depends on the vibe. I like to cook up with niggas actually there, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get like they're gonna be feeling the vibe with you. They heard it from scratch. Like it's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe.
Then when they buy themselves, they in their own vibe. You made that in your own vibe, but if you could bring them into like your space and they can see your vision off it. So I guess that's some advice for niggas. I should say.
The name.
Oh, the name 3 Ken.
3 Ken.
So I've always like had the number 3 because they always just like me, my mom, and my little sister and shit. So that's what it comes from.
That's some crazy level of thinking. You know what I'm saying? To be that creative to say, okay, 3 Ken, but the 3 stands for me, my sister, and my mom.
You know, my tag is actually my little sister. So that's her saying 3 Ken at the end.
That shit wicked.
And then the first part of my shit is Django. A lot of niggas don't even know that, but now they know that.
I know it instantly.
Yeah, that shit from Django. I was high as hell watching that shit. That nigga said that shit, I'm like, hey, that shit would be hard as hell. Like, you can't treat him like any other nigga around here, because they ain't like any other nigga around here.
Got it?
I'm like, that's real shit?
That's real shit. Advice. So, I'm a young artist. I want to be the next 3 Ken. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't gonna say be the next me, be the next you for real.
Be the next you for real. At some point, you gonna have to lead the youth. And you gonna have to lead them somewhere. So say a 16-year-old, he want to be something. What's his advice? Because you got to think by the time he get of age, it's going to be even more wicked out here.
You gonna have to go on YouTube first. Go to YouTube. I say fuck with FL Studio. Because FL Studio is like really the best program. I say. I treat that shit like a video game, bro. Like it's really just because essentially that's what it is. Like you clicking the shit in, and don't let nobody judge like how you make beats and shit. Nigga, if you use loops, use loops, bro. Like all that other little dick sucking shit niggas be talking about. Oh. Use loops. Nigga, so what? You don't have to. Cool. Some niggas do. You know what I'm saying? I can make my own melodies and I can use loops. I'm gonna say still learn how to make your own loops and shit. But still, like all that other little dick sucking shit niggas be talking about, fuck off for real. Because it's like, you can't sit here and tell somebody else how to be creative.
No, you can't.
Because it's like,
it's creation.
Yeah.
Regardless of how I get the finished product, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? My ingredients to this is the taste.
Because without my flavor to it, it wouldn't taste the same.
It wouldn't taste the same. And you provide a hell of a fucking flavor.
But that's what I'm be saying. Nigga, you can cook the same sauce, but I don't mean it's gonna taste the same, bro.
It never will. No two people could ever create the same thing, the exact same way.
You could try to bite it.
You could bite it.
And
that's style anyway. That's just, that's your style anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it on everything. Who would you say your biggest inspiration is in becoming whatever it is you want to become? What drives you to get out that bed every day? Because you say you make beats at what time?
I get up at 6 every day.
You get up at 6 every day?
But I don't just be making beats. I be studying a lot of shit for real.
What's driving you?
Shit, I just want better for myself, nigga. That's really just all it is.
Right.
It ain't even really nothing too like major, like how people be thinking like it always have to be a super deep meaning. I mean, it's pretty deep to me because I like wanting better for yourself is like that's the most self love.
That's the most self. To love yourself is the best and closest way you can get to God.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Loving yourself first. And understanding what it is to even love somebody. That is the greatest thing you could do on earth. Besides recreate yourself and help and inspire. But actually really loving yourself and trying to keep yourself out of shit and try not to do harm to other people, just caring about people and using yourself as a vessel to shine. That's that's really being of God.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I really want to make a lot so I can help a lot for real.
If you want something, you gotta have that much vested into it.
If not more.
If not more. You can't get a lot for a little. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
It depends. You just gotta be a bad motherfucker.
You gotta be a bad motherfucker, but in this life is whatever is requested is expected.
Yep, I ain't gonna lie, people will pay what you tell them to pay for. The world will pay you what you ask for. Real shit.
How much you want? What's your asking price? How much you need?
Because if you really got the quality of work that you say you got, niggas will pay that.
Good dope sell itself. Good dope sell itself, and it don't matter what form of dope it is. Because this ain't the only dope in the world. Because this is dope too. This is dope. People addicted to buying Gucci. People addicted to buying Louis. People addicted to buying Jordans. People addicted to buying alcohol. People addicted to buying fucking...
people addicted to damn near
everything
you can think of.
Anything you can think of. Anything you can think of. I'm rocking with it, you rocking with it. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about influences, who people are around, all that type of shit, bro. That shit. Why that shit really do play a big part for people you're around.
Producer, businessman, young mogul in the making. You want to wear any other hats? CEO,
I mean, I'm already that.
Because me working with you, you got the IQ of like, I call you Jimmy Neutron. You know what I'm saying? You got some fireworks going on up in here, and only a person that's operating on that same brain wave be able to, realize that. You know what I'm saying? So it calls for combustion, and when you get that, you get some dope ass collabs.
Fact. But yeah, nah, I for sure got some shit in the works. I ain't gonna really say too much on it because, you know, I don't like to jinx shit and all that. You know, people be hating on some low-key shit. And niggas be trying to copy shit too, but that's a whole nother.
Hey,
Man.
you gotta make it to get it copied. Can't copy nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, but that's why I write everything.
So
If you write it, it sticks in your brain when
it sticks in your brain because it's extra effort.
you put in the, it's like, what's it called? You put in the energy to do that. So you're, you know what I'm saying? Everything is energy.
Everything is energy for sure. Everything is energy. I think you on to some great shit. I think you
Appreciate it.
because especially the shit that we working on now. You know what I'm saying?
A few things, for real.
We done popped some shit off that we ain't even let them hear yet. You know, and I think that's gonna be the best part when I'm actually able to put some of that new shit out because that shit is, you're a genius. And you bring the emotion out of people in your music. Like niggas can really feel it. They can really feel that shit. And whatever God has done with you that got you to this point, you know, you taking advantage of it is just monumental and the shit. The rest is history. You gonna go off and do whatever it is you need to do because you already got the tools. It's really up to you just to not be self-checked.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's why I'm putting in work. Got a lot of shit done.
Little intermission, you know, we had to switch it up a little bit. We had to switch the kicks, man. You know, a customer came in, he wanted my playoff 13s. He bought them right off my feet. I had to switch it up and throw something else. Low top 1, Concord, let's get it. Retro 3s on.
These are my favorite pair, actually.
Man, lost and found 3s coming up. Shock drop today, they just shock dropped them bitches this morning.
For sure.
Money, women, legacy. What else is out there for you? Besides those.
Besides those, power and respect.
Power and respect. Absolutely, my nigga. Power and respect. Power and respect. Because your dreams and your aspirations can take you into any door that you want to go in.
And then you gotta think about something like this too. If you ain't respected, your money don't mean shit. Nigga. You just gonna be bitched around. You feel me? Nigga, pay this. All right, now it's not the same as if you really respected around that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the.
No, hell no. You know what I'm saying? There's some rich ass niggas that you don't give a fuck about. Like I told you earlier, nigga, when niggas accustomed to you having money, I don't give a fuck about you. You know, you gonna sit your lonely rich ass where the fuck you at.
It all depends on what you're doing.
It all depends on what you're doing and who you are and how you treat people. Eventually people get tired of getting fucked. You know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for sure, power and respect.
What's your end goal?
What you mean? Like elaborate on it. Like what you mean end goal?
Well, you elaborate on me. Give me all your end goals.
So like with music,
Anything. You know, this is a life show, so it ain't always over.
I mean,
I started from the sneak tip. We ain't even really talked about sneakers at all. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, on the executive tip for real.
Executive.
Like it's a lot of businesses that I'm into. I got a few things that I already got set up for real. I'm just learning. I don't know. I'm thinking like 5 to 10 years ahead, not like tomorrow. But even though I still gotta think about tomorrow, cause I'm impatient too at the same time.
Man, ain't we? Ain't we though?
Sure impatient.
Ain't we though? What you say your biggest lessons you learned so far? Like just being in your career and in your bag.
Be patient.
Be patient. Yeah.
It ain't no getting around that shit, bro. At all. Because if you really think about it, it's never gonna be when you want it. It's gonna be when you need it.
It's gonna be when you need it.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I done been down to my last few and some shit done popped off perfectly. I'm like, bet. But it kept happening. I'm like, all right, so that means whatever I'm doing the right thing. Cause it's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, it's easy.
yeah.
It's working. I don't whatever I feel like I lack, I make up in other places
Not even
to offset it.
That is that, and that shit pop up in the right places.
It should pop up in the right places.
I go a lot off of like where I feel like the world, or not even the world, like where God just like pushing me for real. Like if I feel like it's making sense, then 9 times out of 10 is what it's supposed to be.
You feel like chasing your dreams made you more spiritual man?
Most definitely. Bro, you gotta have faith when you doing anything, especially anything that's out the norm. Nigga, like if you really trying to be like a for entrepreneur, bro, you gotta have faith.
You gotta have faith.
Cause if you don't, nigga, you ain't gonna never see the light. Nigga.
It's so hard to see that motherfucker someday. You be like, nigga, I'm never gonna get ahead. I'm never. You know, and here we is shooting a podcast and my stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God is good, and you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You know, I live by that. I don't say shit out my mouth that I don't live my damn self. I don't even play with niggas like that. I really don't even talk to niggas. You know?
You know, it's crazy. It's the fact that like, if you don't like necessarily really love what it is that you're doing, bro,
Don't do it.
You ain't gonna never really see the good in it, no matter what level you at for real.
If you don't love that shit, like a nigga that don't love sandwiches should not be working that Subway. You feel me? Don't be on no Jimmy John shit if you don't love a fucking sandwich. Nigga. I swear to God, nigga. You know? But you gotta have passion for whatever it is you do out here, or you're not gonna like it. It's gonna confuse you and it's gonna hurt you. And you're gonna wonder why all the time, and then you're gonna always look at people that's ahead of you and envy and jealousy. And that's something you can't do, because you can't look at the most important part about life is you can't worry about what somebody else got. You know why? If you worry about what somebody else got, you ain't never worried on what God got for you.
And you gotta think about something too.
These bitches hard, man. I just these bitches crazy.
You gotta think about something too.
The gun bottle. This is the gun bottle. And it's funny we got this shoe right here because I gotta explain what the gun bottom is. They call this an icy soul. When we was growing up as kids, we called this the gun bottom. You know what I'm saying? And the only shoe that was like this was the Retro 5s, the Retro 6s, and the Retro 11s. But really, when we came to this gun bottom, it was more so because of the Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? And the Retro 11. Those are the only places that you really saw that. It wasn't popular. Now every sneaker, they got a special version and they got a clear sole and they call it the icy sole. No, this was originally to us growing up, inner city kids, a ghetto, really knowing what this stuff was, coming out, really being about anything, growing up in school, inner city youth, violence, drugs. This was called, when I was growing up in the 90s, this was the gun bottle. And that's why this show is called the gun bottle, because this is the streets of Detroit on the show. Because that's where I learned to be myself. That's where I learned to be anything, bro. It's my upbringing, my hoods, my family, where we grew up at, my neighbors. I wasn't never a kid that sat in the house. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up in elementary, my best friend was my next door neighbor. I was on that nigga porch every day. You know what I'm saying? Outside, shout out. You know what I'm saying? Still my homie. If he called me, we still gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm part of the last few generations that actually used to be outside.
Right, niggas don't come outside no more. I knew all the kids, all the homies that went to my school that lived in my area. I knew all of them. You know what I'm saying? I went to their block, they came to my block. I had a rim out in the middle of the street. By the time we got to Southfield, I had a rim that I used to put out in the middle of the street, school every nigga in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We had plenty motherfucking games outside my mama crib growing up. And it was some of the best times of my life, nigga. And you hate that you can't even remember them all, because, nigga, it was some nights that, nigga, mosquito bit up coming down your street at 11 o'clock at night. You know your mama finna yell and trip on you. You dirty as a motherfucker. You smell like outside. You know what I'm saying? Your white tee dirty as a motherfucker. You still dribbling your ball home, nigga.
Don't even give a fuck.
Don't even give a fuck, nigga. You don't even know where you headed and destined as a man.
You don't even know. You just like, man, we had a great day today. And despite who your homie grow up and turn into, you love that nigga, bro. You love that nigga, bro. And that's your first real touch of life. You know what I'm saying? Cause you like, bro, I'm attached to something outside my house. Niggas outside, B. Niggas outside, bro. That's all it is. Niggas outside, man. Niggas outside. In these. Niggas outside. All these bitches crazy. It's crazy. You want me to get these hoes too. You know what I'm saying? I like these joints. You're a great individual and you're honorable. You know, you got it. You got it. You really have it. You really have it. And I feel like if you just stay focused and continue, keep your guard up, bro. Keep your guard up. Don't, whatever it is that you in right now, protect that shit with your life, bro. Don't let nobody come into your peace. Don't let nobody come into your space. Don't let nobody ruin this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? Really think this shit out and really sit back and analyze everything like chess. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't retaliate so fast. Sometimes you gotta let people think they got the upper hand on you. And you sit back and you know how to play this game. You know how to play it. You know what I'm saying? So don't let nobody take you out your game strategy. Cause it ain't, we don't care who win the rounds. It's who win the war. And the war is to always sit back like this. Smoke weed in your own shit like this. Drink in your own shit like this. Be on your own time. Be your own boss. Cause you know us as people, real good people, we never stop trying to right our wrongs. Time heals all, and that's all I'm trying to say. So you just want to get to a point where you can just be a light for somebody.
I mean, it feels good when you do shit like that.
We on tip with it, baby. The gun bottle. Any closing remarks, King? Anything you want to leave with the people before you win your Grammy?
Shit. No, for real. I'm just chilling, staying out the way. You know me.
Grammy?
Shit, whatever God got for me.
Grammy. I'm asking.
God got for me.
Would you? Is a Grammy? Do you see a Grammy in your future?
I don't know. I gotta see.
You gotta take.
You know, I'm real political.
Yeah. You gotta take that.
All that shit politics, bro.
Yeah, but
when
they can't deny, well, sometimes they just can't deny the work.
But I ain't gonna lie, yeah, that shit politics, bro.
Shit politics for sure.
So it's like, just have to see what happens. Type of music I listen to, like, I listen to all types of shit, bro. I be playing different shit for real. Nigga, once upon a time, nigga, when I was first getting into music, I was listening to fucking classical music, nigga.
What is your favorite type of music?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna say rap.
Rap?
It's really rap, because that's all I really listen to.
Rap.
But then it's like, I could listen to, you know, it's so many different genres to rap now.
What's the next pair of shoes you got?
Them Astro Kids.
Get the fuck up.
I'll grab them bitches.
That's the power of social media. What you want them bitches for?
I ain't getting no bitches.
But you cop sneaks, you know what I'm saying? You done cop sneaks for me, so I know you buy sneaks. What's your next cop?
Probably gotta be another pair of threes.
Go ahead and do your closing remarks for the people, man. Let them know where they can find you. You know what I'm saying?
You can find me on everything at the Real 3 Ken. So yeah.
Let's get it. Let's get it. It's the Gun Bottom. It's Gsnks. We got another banger for you. The Real 3 Ken in the building. The GOAT.